Hey everyone, thanks again for joining Cindy and I. It's Thursday morning, and we've got our friend Erica here that's going to talk about some amazing experiences and share a little bit more about why she got into this and what she's doing. And so, welcome, Erica. I'm excited to
Thank
hear
you
Welcome.
so much
more.
for having me here.
Yeah.
So, share what kind of moved you into, I know you do some wellness experiences and different types of
hmm
things, but what moved you to kind of create these and get started on that path?
Yeah. Well, I have traveled since I was a baby. My parents were British immigrants, so we were always going back and forth to Europe to go see family. And they always just really encouraged avid travel. I spent a summer in Pakistan when I was 18. I mean, what parents let you do that, completely, not completely on my own. It was a group of youth, but I spent a full summer in Japan in my early 20s. Just travel has always been in my blood. And as I came into adulthood, I started to recognize that my family taught me to travel in a very different way than my friends travel. And in England, when we would go see family, they would say, "Oh, so what are you going to do in your 1 week that you're here?" And they would tease us about it because they have a lot more generous vacation time than we do. And so they laugh at us, in a lighthearted, loving way, but laugh at us. Oh, how many countries are going to try to do in 1 week? And so I realized, you know, my parents taught me to linger, and to go deeper rather than wider. And there's so much that we can miss when we travel if we go too fast. So I discovered that I really have something to share with my neighbors in terms of how to travel the world and really capture rhythms and culture and people and meet people, and um, one of the things I like to say is that we say no to FOMO, but when you say no to something, you have to have a yes to something. And so the yes for me is JOMO, joy of missing out. So, when we decide to go to France, our family, we did a month in the French Alps recently, just before COVID hit. And friends were saying, "So, what are you going to do for a whole month in France?" And I would just smile and say nothing. And
I love it.
and that was the joy of it, doing nothing, but discovering that there are so many somethings in the nothing.
Mhm.
No, we're not going to go see the Eiffel Tower. No, we're not going to, um, you know, I mean, we did end up doing a little road trip down to Italy that summer, just for a few days. We were just kind of spontaneous, and that was lovely. The only one big spot that we hit that was like a tourist spot was Pisa, and we were miserable.
Oh,
We were miserable trying to see the tower. There were so many tourists,
oh
and it was a
gosh.
hot, hot day. And we realized, you know what? All of our joy is found when we don't hear any English,
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
we're right, when
Yeah.
the shoulders that we're rubbing up against are the locals, who expect us to try to speak their language and, all that kind of thing. But um, so yeah, I've just discovered that our joy very much is in slowing down and in rubbing shoulders with the locals and doing quote unquote nothing.
Right. Yeah. I love that, Erica, because that's how I like to travel. And I feel like when you slow down and just try to be,
hmm
literally just go somewhere and sit, it's amazing what happens, who talks to you, what you see, what you
Yes,
watch. It changes the whole way you travel. And I do think we, in our culture, have a tendency of like, go, 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 grab, grab, grab,
we do. Yeah.
as far as even experiences too. And so I love that you're focused on how do we take a moment, take a breath, and take it all
Yeah.
in, right? Like how do you just take it in
hmm
and be present in the space with the people? That's
That's
beautiful.
exactly right. Yeah. And when you create that space for yourself where you have nothing scheduled,
Yes.
you get gifts of surprises that you wouldn't
Yes.
have gotten otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
like your
those are
spontaneous,
often,
yeah,
yeah, the spontaneous things that you stumble on end up being the best memories from your trip, right?
right. Yes,
Right.
they
Yes.
do. And the things that you're like, well, what am I going to do now? I have no idea how to, what to do with the rest of my afternoon. And
Right.
my kids and I spent some time in Costa Rica, and we spent 8 days in this thing called we call it the Jungle House. And people ask me, what did you do in this? I was like, We laid in hammocks and read books. Like we did nothing, you know, we literally just did nothing. And that is some of the best stories we have from that trip. We did a lot of amazing things and we saw some amazing things. We zip lined and did stuff. But I promise you, the time in the Jungle House is still what my children talk about, not the zip lining.
Right.
You know, because it's the moments that we literally did nothing. We chased bats out of the house and we cooked and, you know.
Yeah. Do you know what? A lot of that is because they remember how it made them feel. They felt different then, right?
Yes.
That's what we try to capture too. You know, when you go into a new country, or a new setting anywhere, you know, you could be just going 30 minutes away, but it's a new setting. Your senses actually, your brain and your senses open up in a way that is very unique in that moment and time. And so that's where we kind of infuse it with this wellness journey so that, you know, we're capturing you in that space where everything's open and you are actually able to take in more and learn more. And so that's when we weave in this inner journey into your exploratory travel journey.
Yeah, I love that you do these retreats to help learn and experience things. And I do think that's true because we know it's true because we do it with learning. And I mean, that's why kids go off to college. They learn, we pull them out of their everyday life and then they have to, you know, their brain is fresher. They're looking at things. They have an open experience because they're in those places. So yeah, what a beautiful thing. And how long have you been doing this, Erica? How long have you been doing retreats?
So we opened our doors a week before the COVID shutdown.
Congratulations.
So it was a rough start, but we did our inaugural retreat in November of 2021. It kept getting pushed back.
Right.
And we just got rave reviews. Everyone said, yeah, we want to come back. Everyone said they wanted to come back and I was blown away. I thought, oh my gosh, we really do have something to share with people.
You do, Erica, just talking to you. I'm so glad we've had, 5 minutes here to chat with you because I think we've run out of time.
Thank you for the time. I appreciate it.
It's exactly how I like to travel. I hope other people are connecting with you, Erica. So we do want to know how to find you. What's your website so we can put that in there?
Yep. It's returnrefreshed.org. So RETURNREFRESHED.org.
The part that I have to remember, Erica, is it's return and then refreshed is past tense. So sometimes I write
there's an ED after refreshed.
Yes. So and I can just type it in. I will drop it in the comments for this on the Facebook, and then on YouTube I'll put it in the description so you can find Erica. Please connect with her. She's in our Facebook group. She'd be happy to chat with you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much again for the time.
You're welcome. Thank you.
We enjoy you guys.
All right. Thanks, Erica.
Bye.
Bye.